Hi everybody, welcome to the Todd and Erin Daily Stream.
If you are watching this currently, Fan X starts today, and it so happens I have 2 extra press passes. Would you like to be one of my guest reporters for Fan X this weekend at the Salt Palace? Just mention something in the comments below about, I'd like to.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that.
Just say something, I'll pick 2 winners today.
All right, very cool. Hey, let's go to the video. All right, how do you get rid of those darn zucchini? That's the entire show all week on the cooking section. Is there's too many of these. They're everywhere. My one plant I don't even water. I've watered it 3 times, and it has given me 16 zucchinis. Some I didn't see soon enough. That's why they're so big. So I'm trying to figure out a way, going through recipes online, trying to figure out a way to get rid of them and to make them into something that your family will eat. Erin will not eat anything unless you make it into muffins and put cream cheese frosting on it. Then she will eat zucchini, but otherwise, no. So today, something else, and I've never tried this one before. So what we're gonna do is, as you can see, we have hollowed out the zucchini, made little canoes out of them. Now, I have to admit, I have gotten one of those ones that got away from you, the size of a clown shoe, and I have done something similar to this. You can use ground beef or whatever you want to do, and we're gonna put it inside and do our thing. First of all, I'm gonna put some salt in each one, and I'm gonna do some pepper. It's so funny, my neighbors have been using a power tool, and I have power tools, and I can't decide, but it sounds like he's neutering like an unsedated yak or something. It's just this really strange sound, and it's been going on all day, but it's one of those things that you have to go, oh, okay, that's what neighbors are for. Oregano, I'm gonna put some oregano in each one. And since we're doing that, let's do a little bit of thyme, just a little bit, because the marinara sauce we're gonna use also has basil in it, so we don't want to do too much. Now, what we're going to do is I have browned off right here spicy Italian sausage, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in. See, I think this is going to be good. I think this is going to be really good. Don't fill them too far because we still have sauce, and so we're going to cover all these, fill all the boats. Seriously, I think the one I cooked was like 3 feet long once. It was like a meatloaf. All right, so each one got enough. Yeah, got enough. Okay. So what we're gonna do now is put that aside. I made way too much sausage. What we're gonna do now is put on your marinara sauce. Right? Interesting. It's going to go to an oven that's 350 degrees. I would suggest letting them go for about 15 or 20 minutes, depending on how big they are. You can make little ones too. And then top it off with cheese. Okay, that looks good. I'm starving now. I put cheese here. This is like a little mozzarella, little Parmesan mixture. Try not to get it so it burns on the cooking tray so much. I'm gonna put it here like this. Okay, I'm hungry now. This is gonna work. This is gonna be the best one, I think, so far. All right, so that's part 1 of how to get rid of zucchini. To the oven, 350, about 20 minutes. Go. Voila! There you go. What should we call this? The Italian zucchini boat? Zucchini is Italian, isn't it? Zucchini? I think it is. But anyway, here it is. This is what it looks like. 350. These went in for about 15 minutes or so, just kind of test them. and let's take a little taste. I think this is going to be one of my favorites. I have to say that, just because it's got the sausage in it. It's got the marinara. It's got the cheese, which is about to burn the roof of my mouth. I was right. This will be a while. Mm-hmm. That was going to be a while. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ow. The chefs on TV kill me because they put their spoon into a boiling thing of water or soup or whatever, and they just go. And how do they have any taste buds left? I mean, it's like, let's see if the hard-boiled eggs are done. They put their hand in the boiling water, come out with it. Ow. Delicious. This is my favorite. This is my favorite a way to get rid of zucchini. And that's what this week's all about. So the next one you're not going to believe. So we'll be doing that coming up. But anyway, there you go. Another way to get rid of zucchini. Marriage in college.
Well, you've always talked about how this was something that never happened back east.
I never saw it back east. Well, back when maybe it's different now back east, but when it came here, it's like all these college people are married.
It's interesting. I had kind of a unique perspective at BYU because my first radio job,
Mm-hmm.
it was a Salt Lake City station. I was the old 96.1, but we worked down there because that's where the station was. And so I was in BYU approved housing because
we were competitors.
There is no anything other than BYU approved housing in Provo. We were
competitors.
I know, we were.
We didn't like each other.
Oh, I always liked you.
I liked you too.
Thank you very much. Anyway, I remember the stress though that a lot of my roommates felt like, I'm not married yet, and I'm like, you're 21. But
Okay.
but it's a thing. I mean, it's a big thing. As a matter of fact, Steve Young, it was funny, he got interviewed by 60 Minutes and they said, do you feel any pressure getting married in your church? And he was so
in your
honest.
church?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Does your church pressure you?
Oh, to get married.
And he said, I'm a 34-year-old single Mormon. You want to talk about the pressure I feel? Brigham Young once said that anyone over 27 years of age that's not married is a menace to society. So here's my great-great-great-grandfather telling me to get with it. You don't think I feel the pressure? All right, so if Steve Young felt the pressure... It's
stitched on a pillow somewhere.
That poor man. If he felt the pressure, everyone else is screwed. But it was interesting. They had 2 psychology doctorates. And they wanted to do a study, and they were kind of joking around. Joel said, I'm a firm believer that my experience as a married student has brought an added stress.
As a married student?
Because I have to do financial pressure of finding a family, finding housing in Provo, preparing for children. And this is his partner, said, I believe that being a single student at BYU had far superior stresses, uncomfortable dates, eternal salvation, etc., etc.
Okay.
Things are a lot looser entertainment-wise at BYU now, and I respect that about you guys. So they ran the study.
Right.
Now, it was pretty interesting. What they eventually found is that unmarried students at BYU report greater levels of distress than their married counterparts now. But this was at the onset of therapy. So they were tracking people who had finally gotten to the point where, like, I got to get help.
You want stress.
Not us, of course. Okay, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? It was relatively narrow. Married students reported stress at 54%, unmarried students at almost 61%. There's only a 6% difference.
Wow.
Basically, that just tells me college is hell for everybody. I don't know.
All right, this is a follow-up story. We like to do this in the other news. That's what we're doing right now.
Oh,
we are talking about Michael Rotondo.
Yeah.
Rotondo.
Mm-hmm.
His parents, Mark and Christina, wanted him out of their house.
Remember we talked about this a year ago?
He's 30.
And
He doesn't have a job. His car is broken down in the driveway. He does have a kid, which is...
And apparently he doesn't pay child support, and he's lost his right to see him, which is not a good start. Something else is going on.
Doesn't have a job, all these things. And they said, please get out.
And he went,
No.
So there's repeated notes, and they said, we've contacted our attorney. One of them was so sad. Here, Michael, here's $1,000 from us so you can find a place to stay. Some advice. Organize the things you need for work and to manage an apartment. Sell the other things you have of any significant value. Your stereo, your tools. This is especially true for all of the weapons. You have no money and you have no place for stuff.
And you have weapons.
There's jobs available for even someone with a poor work history like you. You have to work. So essentially, Michael went up in front of the judge and said...
Yeah, this went on back and forth.
Till they were in court.
They had threats. They had all this stuff, and they finally took him to court. And the judge was looking at him. By the way, he was on CNN, and Grace Baldwin, who is one of my favorites.
Blonde, very pretty, spectacular cheekbones.
Had this face.
The whole interview.
The entire time. Like, are you kidding me? And he was like very, like, do you think you should move on? No.
So I haven't been given the means to support myself.
And she was just like,
yeah,
what are you? What kind of person?
And well, it went into this weird thing because then it went into this attack on millennials, and that then there were people who were saying it's not poor Michael's fault. He hasn't been given the tools to survive in society because parents of millennials have spoiled them. And
somebody else's fault.
Yeah, so
no.
Apparently there was finally the big day where literally...
He went to court.
No, he was way past court because the judge said, you got to get out. It still went on. It still went on. And it finally went to the point of...
forcibly being removed.
So the sheriffs are sitting there and his parents are like, come on, please. So he did get a friend eventually who managed to help him move. Here's the funny part. He got an Airbnb that took him in, that would rent to him. And he had made, I guess, $3,000 by doing interviews on media. So actually he made money talking about how the fact that he's unwilling to work.
This is still a temporary situation, it sounds like to me.
But the point that was so awesome, though, when they talk about his defense and the fact that he's like, my parents wouldn't let me come back in for my Lego collection.
Oh, shut up. Get out of my house.
But the thing is, the debate is still raging whether the millennials are helpless and they have been enabled.
He's not a millennial.
It's not his fault.
His name is Michael. Michael's an idiot. He's not a part of a generation. Michael's an idiot.
Well,
let's just focus down to Michael Rotondo.
Well, here's the part that terrifies me. I wonder if the Airbnb knows who he is. Because now he's ensconced in wherever he's there.
Yeah.
How are they going to get him out?
Murder. All right, so let's talk about the dentist. The dentist thing for me is really a hard thing. I don't like going to the dentist.
Now, you have to admit...
evidently...
you have to admit that we have an incredible dentist.
We have an incredible dentist, Dr. Smith, and his son.
I mean, he gives you gas. He'd probably give you an epidural if you wanted.
I get a Valium, I get gas, and I get Novocaine. And if they had shots of tequila, boom, I would do that too.
You have to admit, they do everything to make it terrifying.
I'm a baby.
Okay.
I am.
Well, this woman apparently doesn't do well with plans being put off. The incident prompted a lockdown at a medical facility and dental office in Saratoga Springs. 43-year-old Linda Morphin.
A lockdown?
Saratoga Springs apparently was supposed to be in for an appointment at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
She was late, 45 minutes late. The receptionist said, I am very sorry, but I'm going to have to reschedule you.
Right.
In a recorded phone call with the dentist receptionist, Linda advised her that sometimes in these situations, quote, gun people come in and they shoot everyone. She then went on by stating, I'll be there next Tuesday at 2, and if we are 5 minutes late and you guys make us reschedule, then I will come in and kill everyone. That's what I'll do.
Wow.
She said, well, I might just this afternoon because I'm super angry, so watch out.
Call the police.
So that's where the lockdown came in.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking this woman might be overreacting over a rescheduled appointment. It's just me.
Just a tad.
And I understand you're ticked. But so by the time officers contacted Morford, she said, oh, I would never really do
Arrest
that.
her.
I was just expressing my frustration. Oh, they did. She was booked into jail on account of threat of terrorism. That's a second-degree felony.
Yeah.
And for anyone who is under lockdown, you would probably agree with that.
All right, so we've gotten some questions.
Yes.
Some questions about Chocolate Villa. And there's still a lot of people are just catching on. They're just starting to hear about it. And I thought perhaps we could give them an insight on what this is about.
It's wonderful, yeah, and it's an all-women's executive retreat, and Chocolate Villa, the Villa executive women are incredible. They teach and coach all over the world, but this has changed women's lives for years. Now, Katie, for instance, here, went to a Villa retreat 6 years ago, and she still glows every time she talks about it.
What I loved about Marilee as a facilitator is that she is gentle, and she coaches you into a place where you really come to the conclusions yourself, and you see what you could do differently, and you see how you could try different things or move forward in a different way. And it really helps you get kind of unstuck from where you might have been, but not in a way that's threatening or feels scary. You can honestly feel yourself growing and transforming.
Now you can get more information if you want to go to chocolatevilla.com. Just click on retreats. By the way, if you do have the time, like maybe you're between jobs or you actually have some time, the next retreat starts on Sunday. I'm going to this one and I'm incredibly excited. And there's an unbelievable price right now. So go to chocolatevilla.com.
And when they say, and this is one of my things, when they say retreat, it's not like nails and tanning. It's work. It's work on you as a person. And when I saw the videos and we talked to the people, I was very impressed on this. So
I'm very excited.
So go to the website and get more information. Maybe next time.
chocolatevilla.com. There'll be another one in spring, but there is a space available if you want to join us Sunday.
So naming a baby is a big deal. Naming a baby, because there's always a fight over the middle name and which relative and all that stuff.
Ours was pretty easy.
When you asked what like Zoe's name would be, I didn't even pause.
You wanted Zoe. I wanted Lauren. I thought Lauren was such a beautiful, elegant name.
Zoe. She's a Zoe.
And Zoe is Greek for new life, which is beautiful.
So there you go.
But so we went and looked at her and went, yeah, she's a Zoe.
Yeah. So I win. So there are a lot of old school names. When I was named,
Todd was really unusual, wasn't it?
Years ago. Yeah, there was no Todds in school. There were no Todds. When you went across country and you stopped at a gift shop, those beaded belts, there was never a Todd.
None of
there
the
was
keychains.
None of them. None. No. Darn it.
Poor guy.
Hats at the fair. No. So
it's like you had to remember your name all by yourself.
And then there's Todds everywhere now. So the names that are dying off, I find rather sad.
Well, some of them are very sweet, and they remind me a lot, especially on the girl side, of like grandmas.
Okay.
Like Roxy and Edna.
Roxy is really cool.
Maxine and Irma.
Irma is awesome.
Gladys.
Irma's and Gladys are our grandparents.
This is true. Polly. Now, Polly is a charming name. I could totally see naming
Polly Shore.
Well, it's a boy, and it's Pauley.
I know, but it's Polly. Go ahead.
It's not the same.
Go ahead.
Fanny. Fanny in Finland is a really rude word.
Fanny pack.
So if anyone named your child Fanny in England, that would just be mean-spirited.
Which part? Which part is it? Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Imagine having to repeat that in first grade and have everyone break out laugh.
Yeah.
Cornelia. Another sweet girl.
Never heard of that before.
I've had a Cornelia, just one. Now, I'm going to be honest, the boys' names all sound like talking horses to me. It's like, I feel like these names have been thrust out into obscurity because of Hollywood.
All right.
For instance, Wilbur.
Wilbur, the talking horse.
Norris.
What's his name, Norris?
Leslie.
Nielsen.
That's a hard one for a guy, though. Leslie.
Nielsen. Right.
Rudolph.
The red-nosed reindeer.
That's sort of adorable. Grover.
Sesame Street.
Cleveland.
Ohio.
Who named their kids Cleveland?
I'm on a roll.
Yes, you are kidding. And Benny. Yeah,
Benny and the Jets.
But they're all like talking horse names.
Why do you say talking horse? Explain that.
Well, there's Wilbur. Wasn't Wilbur one of the talking horses?
Wilbur. Oh, I'm Mr. Ed.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
All right.
So I can see why some of the guys' ones just went.
All right. So anyway, the last story in the other news is this, and everyone. When you think of summer, what do you think of?
Running outdoors at night.
What else?
Parties and barbecues and swimming at the pool.
Stop. The barbecue's a great idea, and in Australia there actually was a police report because this family loved to entertain, and not like crazy entertaining, not like woo,
maybe
blowing
have
stuff up.
Over and stuff.
And they go to the bobby, throw a shrimp on, and they cook.
You just said that in like a Maynard accent versus an Australian one, right?
Go with it. You know how I am. And so the lady went to the police, her next door neighbor, and they went to the police and they said, we have to stop this. The smoke from their barbecue is coming over, and it's most of the time they cooked fish. And she goes, and it's fish, and I'm a vegan. All right, so what you're trying to do now is to make sure your neighbors don't, and she said it was offensive, which I understand, you're a vegan and stuff, but you don't control the wind and the air in your backyard. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And they said, well, sorry, but this is kind of what we do, and we spend a lot of time out in our backyard with our friends, and we like fish, and this is what we're going to do. She calls the police again. She goes, you have to stop this. This is terrible.
I don't think that's an assault. Like if they were burning tar, I could see where she might have an argument.
And she said she cannot enjoy her backyard, and it is devastating to her psyche. So
I feel badly for her, but I also can't help but feel that
they decided
they're
to
not
do
doing
a
anything super unreasonable here.
peaceful protest against the woman. And they gathered the neighborhood, and they went on social media, and they are having a neighborhood barbecue. They announced to everyone that you could not enter her property at all.
Can't be mean, can't say anything rude.
So they suggested all the food trucks park in the driveways of the people, and 4,000 people said they were going to go.
Couldn't they have just had a little tofu bar for her?
You know,
A little something to make her feel, maybe she could have gotten over it
a
if
little something, or a fan, or
I get the psycho neighbor though, to the point where you're like, we're just gonna laugh, we're just gonna make this fun because I can't take it anymore. I sadly I get that.
when I used to smoke salmon in the back over hickory smoke, and the entire neighborhood, and I was like, oh, I hope they don't mind. And what I found was everybody's kind of like going, hey, what are you doing? You're not smoking salmon, are you?
You'll be sharing that at the next 4th of July barbecue, right, Todd?
We'll be here, just waiting, because it smells good.
Why do you
Anyway,
make them sound like the hill people?
because maybe we lived in Arkansas.
We didn't.
Okay, maybe. It's the same as my main accent, okay? Okay. You're so critical today. What is it? Did I not clean the... Oh, you did the dishes today. I'm so sorry. All right, you guys have a great day. Do not forget to go to chocolatevilla.com for more information on that.
Also, if you go to the toddanderindailystream.com, you can find more information there and a whole bunch of Todd's grilling recipes that he's been doing throughout the summer that are super duper tasty. Just click on news.
We'll see you tomorrow on the Todd and Erin Daily Stream.
Don't do the accent anymore.
Okay.
None of her neighbors were the hill people. Really.
I
I was waiting for a jet band.
I'm leaving.